Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And for anybody interested in the flash drive, you can hit me on Cali Kid 420 on Instagram. And I'll get right back at you. Appreciate all support. You did. Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Man, I just came to talk to you, man. You know, I was just wondering, a few things going on. Well, what's going on with everybody talking about the Soul Brothers don't ride, man? Or other people was riding before the Soul Brothers and all this, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, I'm going to let them say, I'm going to let them have the narrative and spin their story the way they want to spin it. That's cool,
So what they say?
No, it's just, I mean, people getting yonder now is what they call it. State to state. However they ride. But people forgetting, the ones that's riding now really forget the clubs that been riding. That's what they really forget. And some people are, they spin the narrative like they just started this. I mean, Soul Brothers been around for a minute. We've been doing this. Arizona run been since 74. We've been going to Arizona since 74. That really ain't that far,
But that's at least 50 years of leaving your city.
Yeah. So we,
So you saying that because of what? What's making you say this?
Because people don't acknowledge who been doing it before they start doing it.
Okay.
They start doing it. They wasn't the first ones to do it.
Well, who is they, bro? They could be me walking down the street. Who are you talking about?
I'm not gonna name no specific person, but I hear a lot of people saying it though on the internet. A lot of people saying it on the podcast.
What, saying that they ride farther, they've gone farther? Like, what do you mean? What are you saying?
How can I put it? Like the spin or the narrative I get when they say what they're doing and how far they going, and they name some clubs, they just leave Soul Brothers out. That's all I'm gonna say.
So your argument is don't leave us out of the race.
It's not so much of an argument. It's the facts. It's facts. If you're gonna name who been riding, name some of the old clubs that been riding, which we're one of the old clubs that been riding. We still ride. That's all I'm saying. That's just the difference I see when they start naming clubs that ride. They start naming some of these new clubs, but they don't name the old clubs that been riding, the first ones that ride. Because I know, like I said, one of our oldest chapters, our third chapter was AZ. Our second chapter was LA. And that was, like I said, that was back in the early 70s. Our third chapter is Arizona. I think they started in 74. So.
And y'all have had mandatory rides to those places ever since?
Yeah. Soul Brothers got mandatory rides. I mean, we go to other states now because we got other states out there. But all I'm saying is when they name some of those, because I've heard the Dragons out there. I've heard the Kings of Cali out there. Wise Guys out
Rare
there.
Breed.
Rare Breed, that's a riding club, but here's the thing. Soul Brothers been doing it. That's all I'm saying. Maybe, I don't know, slipped their mind or something.
Well, shit, Heavy say he been riding down to L.A. since 60-something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Heavy been doing it since he helped found this club back in 67. So, like I said, LA is our second chapter. So they was getting their ride on, and that was when gas stations wasn't as prevalent as the many exits they got now. So you had to be ready to take that ride, and they wasn't riding on the machines they riding on now to get you there.
Do you think it's a reason why y'all not mentioned?
Maybe they forgot. Maybe, that's all I can think of. Maybe they just forgot.
Well, the history is out there.
It is. True that, it is out there. But like I said, it's like when you give shouts out. Sometimes you forget everybody you want to give a shout out to.
You don't forget your closest partners, though.
No, you don't. Or you don't forget clubs that's really pertinent to the set.
That's my point. So it goes back to what you was just telling me. Do you think the set will ever get back to kind of like it was, or having fun, like the camaraderie that it used to be?
There's camaraderie out there, but it's people building their camaraderie amongst themselves, and it's small, but it's overwhelmed by the people who don't have that camaraderie anymore. I like to say I like to keep hope alive, and that it come back to how it used to be
And what do you mean by that?
You know, back in the St. Andrews Hall days, the King Center in San Mateo, you know, them days right there, you know, them was good days right there, back there. If you was going to St. Andrews Hall, we was having a ball back then, you know.
But what was the difference? I don't mean just having fun. Like, what do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just the people. It had a bunch of new people that integrated into it from the streets, and those dudes was looking for something different other than what they was doing then. You know, Fat Man said it best. You know, they never thought they'd be riding motorcycles state to state back when they was doing what they was doing. They never thought about that. But now, I believe, with the people that have the knowledge on the set now, if they can impute that, but see, then the thing, these newer guys, these newer generation now, anywhere from the early, I'm gonna say 2020, 2017, 2018, anybody after that, they have a different thought process on the set now. And the old heads they're just not gonna take the time to get them to gravitate towards that, because that newer generation got their mind already made up that this is what it is. The thing for them is, I can have a bike, but I don't have to ride it. Really? Or now, some clubs just want to build the numbers with not even having a bike. And then you got, nobody's holding the standard to that. Nobody's saying this is what it should be, or this is what it's supposed to be, and they just lax. And like I said, I think then again it comes to an individual not being told what to do or what they should do. Or you can't tell me what to do. I could do what I want to do. Life, you can't. When you go to work, if you have a job, you're not doing what you want to do when you go to work. So why is you coming on here on this where it already had a script already laid down? Now you want to change the script to your narrative, how you want it to be. That's what's taking the fun out of it. But like I said, it's.
But do you think it was something like me? I say if I'm from the outside looking in and I like this, I'm joining what I like, not joining to change it.
So they're not joining to change it, but what they're doing is they're joining it to get along, to be in it, but their mindset isn't grasping what was put down before them and keeping that up. They're not doing that. They're coming in with their narrative of, this is how I want to do it, you know? And like some cats say, oh, we changed the game to this. We came in with button-up shirts. We came in with this. We came in with that. That's kind of cool. All you did was bring the fashion to it. And that's what the bike set is now, fashion. Yeah, you built your bikes to look pretty. Did you build them to go far, or you built them to look pretty? Because if you got a pretty bike, you ain't going far on that pretty bike. You're just not going to do it, you know. So now, and I've seen it. Rare Breed is one of the ones, they go far. Somebody quote me if I'm wrong on this. When they first came out, they wanted to be noticed. They had pretty bikes. They built pretty bikes. Rare Breed has some of the cleanest bikes out there. They rode here and there, but now look at their narrative now. They motorcycling. They don't care about a pretty bike. They care about a bike that run good. They got brand new bikes. They might put some rims and bars on them. That's about it. So they ain't not doing all that extravagant stuff. Why? Because they riding their bikes. They riding it. They're not finna put all that money in and they going state to state. They're not finna do that. Most of them got some clean ass stock looking bikes. They got bars. They accent them. Let me put it that way. They accent them. They not really powder coating the frame. They not doing all that old extra stuff because they know what they finna do with that bike. They finna ride it like it's supposed to be done. Ride your bike.
So do you think that the association helps or hurts? Because everyone's not in the association, so how does that work?
It can help. It definitely can help. And it was formatted and used, you know, to help clubs and to help to set and give guidance. It was like it was a place for the old heads to go, and B, if you wanted some knowledge, you would go around them old clubs where the association was like that. It can help. It's always better when you got a group of people that got the same mindset. Then they could, but that's the whole reason why you in a club. You join that club because you with a group of brothers that think like you, and you want to be recognized as a group of people. The association is just a club of clubs. That's it. You got clubs in there that function the same, that move the same, that got the same ideology about the motorcycle set, and they do it as a group of people. That's what they should be doing. You know, like I said before, if you got a club and you got members, then you want a clubhouse. You want to be able to have a benefit for the members that can come here, throw a birthday party or have party or do whatever they need to do because they got a place to come. You know? So the association is the same. It should be. And the association is a little different because, well, not so much different because even clubs do stuff for their community. They give backpack drives, they give toy drives, they feed the homeless, they do stuff for their surrounding communities. The association is just a club of clubs that get together and do that. So there is a benefit of that. And it should, belonging to a club should have benefits. It should. But along with those benefits, just like your job, they expect you to work 40 hours a week. I don't care if you're a regular employee or salary. They expect you to work your 40 hours a week. They expect you to come in at 7 to 3:30. They expect you to take your lunch. They expect you to fit these requirements for the employment. It's the same thing about a club. They expect you to ride your motorcycle. They expect you to come out. That's why they have mandatory stuff in your club. They shouldn't have to make you do something. You came to that, you should want to do it. You get in the club, you did all the stuff you were supposed to do as you were a prospect. But the minute you get that full patch, most of that shit go out the window. You go out when you want to go out. Now you got to work when you was going out when you was a prospect, but now you got to work. But you off when you want to be off to go do what you want to do.
But how are you back on dues when dues don't be no millions of dollars? How do guys get back on dues? Like, you don't got 40, 50 bucks to pay? Like, it's like, you know, I ain't never heard of no dues be $500, $800 or nothing. So how does a guy get behind in dues, bro? And if he is behind in dues, what do you think should happen?
A lot of stuff can happen. No, dues is just another bill. It's just like here's the thing you don't get behind on, and nobody gonna get behind on their cell phone bill because they want their cell phone on. You get behind on your car payment, you get behind on rent, mortgage, bike payment, whether you get behind on a car insurance, you get behind, but then you get caught up. It's just a life thing. So dues is low on the list for that. I got to get this club $50 or $100. I'm finna go blow it over here first before I give it to them.
But why? If you want to be in a motorcycle club, that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say, Cap. Like, if your phone is important to you, why isn't your club important to you?
It's priority. It's priority.
So that means you don't love your club like you say you love, not you per se, but I'm speaking in general. So if I owe $300 in dues, but my cell phone is paid.
Because you need your cell phone to function.
I get that, but shit, my dues was only $50 too. How'd it get to 300? That's what I'm saying.
Something else was more important. You know, something else was more important.
You don't think that maybe they just don't care about the club as much and they there just for the ladies or they there for their own stingy reasons?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I just say, you know, it's paying your dues, and they say, here's the thing, they say family first. So, shit, first part of the family is yourself.
Yeah.
But charity starts at La Casa, so, you know, dues is going to be low on the pole for some people. But, I mean, if you got it, and here's the thing, I know when you join the organization I mean, they tell you it costs to do this. It costs to be a part of this. You know, so be prepared, set yourself up financially, and if you can't do it, then lay it down. Do something else. But you're going to have to set yourself up to be able to do these runs, to be able to go places, to be able to pay your dues, and so you help the club move forward. You help the chapter move forward. And hopefully if your structure is good, then y'all gonna move forward. You're gonna get a clubhouse. You're gonna have club rooms. They're gonna be able to help you, especially if you're doing what you're supposed to do. You need some help. You should be able to go to your club for help.
Okay. What about when we was talking about if you in an MC but you're not in an MC? What was that word we was talking about the other day where they said they could be in an MC without a motorcycle and it's called
yeah. Well, that's the standards.
What is that called?
That's in your bylaws.
No, but I mean, you told me the name the other day. What was it? You said when if they can wear the colors and everything, they're just not in the club because they don't have a motorcycle. Until they get a motorcycle, they were considered a what? I don't know. You the one who said it.
If you got full colors and this is back past 90 days, you're supposed to turn them in.
So what does being an auxiliary mean? Because I thought you was either in a club or not. But I've been hearing you can be in a club without being in a club.
Yeah, so auxiliary is, yeah, they have a couple, they have a few clubs, a couple, one that I know in particular, and put them on blast, but that's how they function. You can be in the club and not have a bike. They co-ed, you wear the same patch, but you just don't ride a motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
It's called auxiliary.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, motorcycle set is the motorcycle set. It's not called the auxiliary set. It's not called the social set. The standards are the standards for a motorcycle club, and they should be upheld by the president and anybody higher than the president for how the set should be. Because when the president is the keeper of the standard, the bylaws, and all of that, then that's when the club go down. But like I said, some clubs out there for numbers, so they you know, they got people in the club that not riding their bike. Then it's just gonna be what their club is gonna be, you know.
Nah, for
Who's
sure.
in the club with no bike, not riding their bike, so it's not making their club get seen. Or you have the higher members in the club pushing for members to ride their bike, or getting their members, or you got members that like to ride their bike. Those are the clubs that get seen. Those are the clubs that people want to belong to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like to me it's like having a big wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody want to be seen when they come on the set. Unless you got low standards, and you don't care about your club being seen, then you're gonna have 2, 3, 4, 5 members, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you upholding your standards as a motorcycle club, and from the top down acknowledges those standards of having a bike, riding your bike, coming out and being seen and supporting, then your club gonna continue to grow, and it's gonna thrive, and it's gonna be seen like it should be. And don't take it from me, look at the dynamics of the clubs that you see that are thriving like that, and ask yourself, what do all those clubs have in common? What's the similarity of all those clubs? And you'll see the dynamics. Their higher ups, their presidents, their officers, and their members expect their other members to be accountable for doing what they're supposed to do on the motorcycle set. You know, social clubs have standards. I don't know what they might be. I've never been in a social club. But look at some of the social clubs that are out there thriving and got members, and see what their dynamics are. See what they all have in common, and when you figure out what they all have in common, you'll see how you probably supposed to be moving.
So if I was to say I wanted to join a club, what would you tell me to look for? Like if I told you this is what I want, blah, 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 what would you say to me?
I would say look for, and it's hard to do, I would say look for happy members. Look for happy members, not disgruntled members, members that wanna do better, do more. That's just like people that you got around you. What they say, what's that saying? If you want $1 million, you got to hang around people that got $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You got to hang around them. Birds of a feather flock together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a true saying. So if you want a successful club, or you want to join a club, then you, like I said before, look at the characteristics of the individual in the club. If they happy, if they out there riding their motorcycle, they take pride in their motorcycle, and their personal life is straight and can support being in the club, because that's another thing too. If your home life is raggedy, club life is not for you. Mm-hmm. Club life is not for you. And if you get on the set and you think that you're going to use an alternative for the set versus your home life, you're going to fuck that off too. A lot of people that came out here on the set, had a happy life, happy home, all the shit, fuck they shit off. Mm-hmm. Fuck they shit off on the motorcycle set.
So it's a balance.
Yeah, you gotta have a balance. You gotta, and here's the thing: if your home life don't support your club life, you got conflict right there.
Yeah, it's over.
That's conflict right there. That mean you every time you get ready to go on a run or go out that door, your significant other, or you neglecting your kids or all of that stuff. That's not a good balance. They gotta support you. You gotta support them. Mm-hmm. That's how that gotta go. It's gotta go like that. Like I said, you can't have that. Can't leave a double life, home life here, club life separate. Them two gotta mingle somewhere. Mm-hmm. them two gotta mingle somewhere, cause you're gonna be out there on that road.
Well, I'm gonna cut it to a softer subject. What you think about Blue Magic? You know, we had a lot of hate on Blue Magic this year.
My boy. Hey,
So I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about Blue Magic? Is it one of the best bikes of 2025, or is it a stock bike with a bunch of parts? Talk to me, Cap.
The most beautiful bike in the world. That's what you said, bruh. Bruh, that bike have so much stock shit on it, it's ridiculous. I'm not hating on the man. The man bike is beautiful. Please don't take this.
Parts. Talk to me, Cap.
It's an individual preference. It's the individual preference. I know the man who built that bike. We go back far as riding skateboard with metal wheels. That's how long I've been knowing Money.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to ride.
Mm-hmm.
He built that bike to ride.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do a whole bunch of over the top. He accented the bike where he felt he needed to accent the bike.
Mm-hmm.
And it just happened to come out like it did.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Fixing up a bike ain't no different from painting a Van Gogh or a Picasso. He took his vision and applied it, and that's what came out.
Mm-hmm.
How can you knock him for what he did? Any shape, form, or fashion. And if anything, you can really look at it like this. He built that bike with a certain budget without breaking the bank. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. He ain't got Eagles Nest knocking at his door every month. Mm-hmm. He ain't got that. Like I said, blue is my favorite color.
Oh, okay.
He was telling me what, and he has multiple bikes he built. So when you just look at the bike and you see it in person, that's a yonder good-looking bike.